Welcome back to Connect MKE. Since 1919, Greater Milwaukee Urban League has empowered communities and changed lives, assisting the community with education, employment, training, and advocacy. GMUL brings hope to communities that need it the most. Joining us to talk more about the work of Greater Milwaukee Urban League is Dr. Eve Hall, President and CEO. Dr. Hall, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
For anyone who is not familiar with the work of the Urban League, what does it do, and how is it different from other civil rights organizations?
So I would say what is special about the Urban League, both the Greater Milwaukee Urban League and actually the National Urban League, of which we were founded. We were founded, Denise, to be an advocate, to be a voice for the millions of African American individuals and families that were moving from the South to the North, to the East, to the West for a better way of life. And we focused on housing, health, education, employment, entrepreneurship. We facilitated civic engagement, social justice issues, and everything was about the betterment and stabilization of African American families. We're very unique in that that's how we were founded, as this social service and urban advocacy organization.
What is some of the work that Greater Milwaukee Urban League does locally in the areas of education and employment? What are some of the different programs that are offered?
So, in terms of education, we actually partner with 9 schools, providing mentoring, providing community experiences, connect to leaders in the community, both from business as well as from nonprofits. We engage them in even some of our national activities. For instance, we had a couple of students who attended a national youth conference during the summer. We provide laptops to high school seniors. They have to apply by writing, the reason why, in fact, we should award them. But we also recognize them for their community service. And most recently, we provided scholarships. In terms of employment, we are supporting individuals who are returning citizens, just trying to get back on their feet, to individuals who may be interested in changing their job or career interest. We provide stipends in terms of support for transportation, because many of our jobs that we may connect to may be off the bus line. So we want to ensure through our last mile program that individuals can get to their work spaces.
So it's really programs that are designed to meet needs in the community that in some cases just may not be met anywhere else.
That's true. And in fact, one of our other programs that I failed to mention is driver's education. You and I both know that at one point in time, our public schools provided driver's education. That is no longer the case. So we are one of several locations that provides the driver's permit for individuals at very minimal cost. We're looking to expand it, if at all possible, to 16 through 18-year-olds. So that is another very important program that actually empowers and enables our individuals to be independent and, again, to get to jobs or other resources that they need to get to.
You mentioned briefly a little bit the important role that partners play. Can you talk to us a little bit more about how partners help Greater Milwaukee Urban League fulfill its mission and serve more people?
So, of course, our partners are very important to us in terms of funding. We cannot survive without our partners aligning with us on the mission of our organization. But our partners not only provide funding support, they also provide places for internships for students to visit. They provide resources to us in terms of expertise. They give us insights on how we should continue to grow our organization and what is so important for us to do together to make this a better city and state.
One of the things that you've recently started working on a bit more is advocacy work. Why did you decide that advocacy was something that you needed to, especially pull out and focus on and pay attention?
Advocacy has been central to the Urban League. As an organization, that is what we are always doing, Denise. However, I wanted us to be very specific in some areas of concern, health, housing, voter education. Those are three areas that are naturally a part of the Urban League, but areas in which we don't necessarily have a structured program, but we need to be a voice for equity and equality. So in health, we promoted the vaccination. We know that individuals have to make their own choices based on their personal health conditions. But we did promote the vaccination because we also knew that was the best possibility for most of us to stay healthy. So we were part of a national initiative around that very important endeavor, especially during COVID high peak times. Housing, we know that Milwaukee, unfortunately, is part of a group of cities in which our ownership rates are very low for African Americans. So we actually are involved in a project that consists of 30 scattered site houses. And we are presently preparing 7 individuals or 7 families to be able to actually purchase one of these homes. So we know that home ownership is a key to building wealth, to building stabilization. So this was very important. Lastly, voter education. We've been part of a national movement in making sure that our community is educated about those who are running for office, understanding their rights in terms of voting, and making sure that they have options as well as access to vote. So again, not a structured program, but advocacy efforts in which we participate in.
Last month, you kicked off a really exciting program in coordination with Molson Coors and other community organizations. It's called the Entrepreneurship Connection. Tell us about that program, what it is, and what it's designed to do.
So you're right. We are very excited about this. This project is in partnership with Molson Coors. Molson Coors, formerly Miller, has been a partner of the Urban League for over 30 years. And the purpose of this partnership is to support entrepreneurs. It is in collaboration with other organizations who actually provide day-to-day technical assistance to entrepreneurs, but we are serving as a convener, bringing together individuals with expertise on how our businesses can secure capital. We know that capital continues to be an issue for many of our businesses. So we believed that in order for us to stand strong around economic vibrancy, equity, and equality, in making sure that people have a way to build wealth, that our work and entrepreneurship definitely was needed. But what we're doing, Denise, is again, we're serving as a convener. We launched our initiative with a session at the Pfister Hotel. We had anywhere from 80 to 100 attendees. We had a dynamic panel who presented on entrepreneurship, how you need to be prepared, speaking about capital. And what we heard from our attendees is that they felt this was a safe space. They really respected and appreciated the candor of individuals who were either entrepreneurs or providing funding support for businesses. Molson Coors is committed to supporting our underserved communities. And one of the highlights of this partnership is Molson Coors is sponsoring 150 slots for an online platform called The Lonely Entrepreneur. And this is at least a $250 to $300 yearly subscription for entrepreneurs who are committed to have access to this online information. And to some, 250, 300 may not seem a lot, but as you're trying to build your business, sustain your business, every dollar makes a difference.
And I'm sure as we have people listening to us now, people are going to want to know how they can learn more about becoming part of the Lonely Entrepreneur Program.
So they can simply call us 414-374-5850 to find out when our next session will be. It will be sometime this month, Denise. We have not confirmed the date and the location. They may also go to our website, www.tmul.org, to learn more about the Urban League and, connect to this new initiative as well. And we truly welcome the community. Just listening to the questions, watching the networking, just seeing the commitment that these entrepreneurship leaders had in supporting others in our community was amazing and refreshing.
How will you know, what signs will you look for that let you know that the entrepreneurship connection is successful?
If we can track businesses who have actually been able to move their businesses forward as a result of the connection, I will know we will have made progress. And that may be in the form of actually obtaining capital. It may be in terms of obtaining a larger customer base because now they're connecting with others who can learn about what their business is. It could be just having access to that platform and them giving us feedback that because of that platform, they were able to address issues or get questions answered during a time that maybe they could not connect to others. And time, was of the essence for them. So those are some of the signs that I would see signaling that this is of value to those who participate with us.
Thank you very much for coming on and talking to us about what Greater Milwaukee Urban League is doing, and especially the new Entrepreneurship Connection, Dr. Hall. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Get more information about the Greater Milwaukee Urban League at tmul.org. Thank you all for being here with us today. Make sure you tune in for our next primetime special, Connect MKE Conversations on Race, and join us on weekends for Connect MKE. It's all about conversations that make a difference. I'm Denise Calloway. Be well.